Hello everybody and welcome back, and now let us perform another scan or another attack on our OS virtual machine. So start off your Metasploit framework console. We'll perform once again the nmap on this framework on this OS virtual machine in order to see the available services running. So then we will choose which one we will attack. Now in this basically I already chose, so we will attack the Tomcat server, but let us first run the attack itself. So 192.168.1.2, and this should finish in a few seconds, and we will attack the Tomcat running on port 8080. Now there is an auxiliary module that is in this Metasploit framework that can be used to attack it. So let's let this finish. So here it is. And we can see on port 8080 over TCP there is Apache Tomcat running. So what we will basically do is we will actually brute force the Tomcat server. So let us actually search for the Tomcat and see what kind of available exploits and auxiliary modules we have. So right now we are only interested in the auxiliary part. So what we want to use is, let me just find it, I believe it is this one. So it is auxiliary scanner HTTP and then Tomcat MGR login, Tomcat application manager login utility. So I believe it is this one. As we can see, this one doesn't have the date of when it came into the Metasploit as well. It is ranked as normal, so let us use that one. So we use, now if you do not want to copy the module, you can just type it, so auxiliary, and then tab to complete, scan, and then tab to complete, HTTP, and then Tomcat MGR login. So once you click enter on that one, you can just check it with show options, so we can see what are the available options that we have here. Now, this one has even more options than the previous two attacks or two scans that we did in the previous video. So let us see what we can do with this. Blank password selected as no. Brute force speed, now brute force speed we will leave on 5, or let's actually try to enlarge it to see if it can actually go faster. So set brute force speed, and let's set it on, for example, I don't know, 8 maybe. Oh, whoops, it is actually from 0 to 5, I just noticed, so we cannot set that to 8, but we can try to set threads to more, so it actually goes faster. So we will set brute force back to 5, since 5 is the maximum that it can go. The other options, DB all creds, DB all pass, DB all users, are not required, and we will not put them. Password we do not need, since we want to specify the password file list and the username file list. As we can see, by default, this actually auxiliary module has pass file already listed. So it is on user share Metasploit framework, data, word lists, and then Tomcat MGR default pass.txt. So this is file containing passwords, one per line. It is not like in the previous video that we had in the same list, we had usernames and passwords. Here we have it split in a password list and in a user list. So we will stick with this one since it is by default. I guess it has some good Tomcat default passwords and users. Proxies we do not need. What we do need and what we will always need is the rhosts. So we need to select the rhosts, which is our target's IP address. So it is 192.168.1.2. Press enter. So that we selected the R port is 8080 unless it is running on some other port. Now, since we did the nmap scan on our OS virtual machine, we know that it indeed is the port 8080. So we will leave it on that. It is also a required thing, so these two things will always be required. You cannot perform scan without this. So that's important to know. The next thing, SSL is not required. Stop on success. Now, stop on success we want to set to true, since we do not need to continue brute forcing it after we find the username and password. So let us change that. So set stop on success from false to true. and it is set as well. The next thing, target URI, is manager/HTML, which is good. So this is a good path, I believe. Let me just check. So if we go to the Firefox, this is basically the path to the login page of the Tomcat server. We go right here and we go 192.168.1.2 slash, and then, or not slash, we need to specify the port, since the port, the Tomcat is running on port 8080, and then we go manager and then HTML. Let's see. Yeah, of course, it does prompt us with the username and password. So basically what we are brute forcing is this right here. Once we find the username and password for this, we will be able to change the settings on Tomcat server, web server. So let us close this for now. You can see we got the error 401 unauthorized since we didn't specify the username and password, but that is soon about to change, hopefully, if we find the correct username and correct password. So did we set the stop on success true? We did. The next thing that we need is the verbose, which is set to true. That is good. The user file we also have, it is containing users, as it says file contains one per line. So let us check. Let us first clear this and then type show options once again in order to double check that we successfully set everything as we need. So everything is set, and now what we want to do is click here run or exploit. So you can use both of those words and just press here enter. We can see it goes relatively fast. It actually went faster than I thought. So let me see, did we even select the number of threads to be larger? We didn't even select that, so let's actually try. First of all, we did find the username and password. As we can see, a plus sign right here says login successful, root and OSBWA. The root is the username and the password is the OSBWA, which we will soon check, but let me just try to run this. It went too fast. So set threads 5, for example, and let's actually try to exploit it once again. Well, it goes the same speed, okay, doesn't really matter. What matters is that we successfully brute force the Tomcat, and now let's actually use this username and this password to log in to the web server. So we reload this page, it will ask us for username, which is root, and the password, which is OWASP-BWA. We press here OK, and we can see that we successfully logged in into Tomcat Web Application Manager, where we can now change all of these settings if we want to, and this shouldn't be available to us at all as a user of the website. So that would be about it for this attack. We covered the... Oops, I went to the... It doesn't even matter, let's just close this. We covered the Tomcat auxiliary module, so scanner/http/tomcat.mgr.login, which we use to brute force the Tomcat on port 8080, and we successfully did it. So that would be it for this tutorial. In the next tutorials we will start off with some of the exploit modules, and we will try to exploit some of the more advanced things such as PHP injection, command injection. We want to get the interpreter shell back. We will also at the end start exploiting the Windows host machine. So that would be about it for this tutorial, and I hope I see you in the next one. Bye.